Hi, this is Eddie Hearn and you're watching Lights Out.
This is Faisal Khan for Lights Out, proudly sponsored by Spartans Law. I'm here at Wembley, delighted to be joined by Dave Coldwell. Dave, good afternoon, buddy. How you doing?
I'm alright, thanks, mate. How are you?
Very well, thank you for asking. Your man Jordan Gill features on the Taylor Caballal undercard, and he takes on the highly experienced Kiko Martinez for the European title. Cracking fight. It's got the making to be probably fight of the night, Dave.
I think it's the best fight of the night. Good clash of styles. With Kiko, you know that he can punch so hard. You know, he only got to look at his last couple of fights. You know, forget about looking all the way through his career. His last couple of fights, knocking out Kid Galahad, and then even in defeat, you know, breaking Josh Warrington's jaw. So he's a very, very dangerous man.
I mean, you've been in the boxing game for a long time, but how do you prepare for a fighter like Kiko Martinez, Dave, especially with a fighter like Jordan Gill, a fighter that you've looked after for so long?
Listen, we prepare the same all the time, basically. It's to make improvements to Jordan. Not necessarily just to cater for the opponent that's in front of you. It's to constantly keep evolving as a fighter and adding facets to your game. And also the mental side of things, where you know that you're gonna, you know, you got to be so concentrated. You can't give this man one opportunity because he can turn your lights out. And this is boxing. When you're in with big punches, you can be doing everything right and then switch off for that 1 second, and it can unravel everything. So there's a lot of mental training, mental development. You know, his last fight helped him because of the experiences he's had, riding those dark moments out and tough moments. I think all fighters need that before they step into that world level, or, you know, as they progress through world levels. They need to have experience of where things aren't going to plan, where things aren't going as you would hoped for, and you can't get, you know, what you've been doing the majority of your career off in those moments. And you have to be able to get through those moments. And, you know, Jordan's got that experience now where he has suffered those dips in a fight, and he's been able to come through it.
With a fighter like Kiko Martinez, I mean, he proved in the Kid Galahad fight that he's a fighter you've got to always stay focused on throughout every second of the fight. Are you expecting this fight to have that sort of one moment that could define this fight, not just for Kiko but also for Jordan as well?
Every moment will define this fight because of what Jordan has to do, because of what he has to stop Kiko from doing. Every moment's going to define the fight because it's going to be a pattern. When you're having successes, you can't get greedy and get drunk on your success, because then that can cause you to unravel and make the mistake that, you know, that gives a fighter like Kiko the opportunity. But let's not make no mistake about this. Kiko Martinez is the puncher in the fight if you're looking at records, but Jordan possesses the power to knock out Kiko Martinez as well, and that's what makes this fight so intriguing.
But nonetheless, it makes for a very exciting fight on Saturday night. Dave, I've got to talk about the most hot topic right now in boxing in regards to Conor Benn. We understand last night he relinquished his British Boxing Board of Control licence. Dave, what's your thoughts on everything that's going on with Conor Benn right now?
I'll be honest, I don't know all the facts. I've been concentrating on Jordan's fight. I don't really care what's going on with the rest of the boxing world right now. All I do know is that regardless of Conor Benn or whatever, this is just another thing that's highlighted the fact that things need changing in boxing in order to... it's not even about cleaning up the sport. It's in order to protect fighters from facing cheats or people that are taking form of that. And I'm not saying that Conor has. I'm not saying he hasn't. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I'm just looking from a trainer's point of view that I want it to be a level playing field. And it's like, my fighters train hard. My fighters are clean, do everything right, live the life, move away from the families. Not just my fighters, everybody's fighters do this. And then you've got a percentage of people that are cheating, or a percentage of people's teams who are giving fighters things to enhance the performance, and that shit needs clearing up. And a big problem here is that there is no set rules, set guidance, set punishments. There's even one organisation where they'll test for X, this one doesn't, and it's like, what's that about? Well, how is it that you test for that substance on one organisation, on the other testing they don't? Everybody needs to get the shit together, and in order to clean this mess up, because the problem is I don't believe that it's rife and it's wildfire, like spreading like wildfire. I don't believe that, but it is a problem. And while there's not enough being done about it, that's a major problem, because that means that there are people that are getting away with it. And the confusion and all that bullshit is just, why is it so confusing? Why, you know, if they're talking about there's contamination possibilities and stuff like that, why? You're testing that. Why can you not do your job to make sure the shit's not getting contaminated? If that's the case in certain cases. Again, I'm not saying I can't comment on what's happened with Conor, because I don't know the ins and outs. I've commented before, your instant reaction that you sit back and if he's done it, then he needs dealing with. But also, if there is a contamination issue, then why? Why? If you're a testing organisation and you've got labs and that's your job, well, you need to sort your shit out. I don't know. It's frustrating. And as a coach, I'm fucked off with it all.
Do you think that this is a situation that's been handled very badly, not in terms of what's actually happened, but the fact that there's been no B sample shown, and the fact that it's taken this long for Conor to actually come out and sort of make a move in this direction?
Yeah, but the problem is, and again, initially it's like, oh, we need to see this, but then there's legal issues. I understand that there'll be a team of lawyers that are saying, you can't speak, you can't say this, saying to Eddie, you can only say this, you can't say that. So then people say, oh, he's swerving, and at first you're like, yeah. But all that sort of stuff, I understand. The problem that I have with how it was dealt with is that I just think that the minute that there has been an adverse finding in a test that's had failed, then you can't even think about proceeding with, no matter how much money's been invested. And I understand that there's a lot of money being pumped into promotion, so I get that. So you have to look at their point of view. From their point of view, yes. From a business point of view, yes. I understand why they wanted it to go ahead. I understand why they wanted to sit on it and see if things could get cleared up first. I get that, because it's not just a straight, quick process. But if there's a fit, it needs calling out. It needs calling off straight away, because you shouldn't even think about allowing the fight to go ahead where there's been an adverse finding in a drug test. I just think it should have been canned straight away and then said, okay, because we've had where shows have been cancelled last minute. Shit happens and it's a lot and it's bad, but look at Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall. That got canned straight away, and there was a lot of money put into that, and it got canned straight away. They made a decision, whether the people thought it were right or wrong, they made a decision, cancel it, put it back a few weeks, they go. If you know that this shitstorm's coming out and it needs to be done, then just right, okay, something's happened, we need to investigate it, clear Conor's name, do whatever you've got to do, but I don't think we should go ahead with the fight. Because that way, then, you kind of like, yes, it's bad that there's been a drugs fail and an adverse reaction, adverse finding. Yes, it's bad, but it doesn't make the sport look bad, as in terms of like, well, something does happen. Are they trying to cover it up? Because it's you're leaving it open to be questioned, and I just feel as though they fucked up on that. But it's not. Again, I'm not running that show, there's so many different moving parts to it, so you have to kind of like stick in your neutral head and you kind of think, well, alright, you fucked up, everybody makes mistakes, but maybe come out and say, listen, we fucked up, we should have canned it straight away. But it is what it is.
Lastly, before I let you go, you've worked with Derek Chisora in the past. He takes on Tyson Fury December the 3rd at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It is the trilogy fight. He's lost the first two fights. From a boxing coach's point of view, how do you prepare a guy that's lost 2 fights already to the same guy and try and prepare him to win a 3rd fight against a fighter like Tyson Fury, who is not the same fighter as he was all those years ago. He's a different fighter now. He's arguably the best heavyweight in the world. And of course, he's become a bit of a knockout artist in his last few fights.
Listen, I'm so happy for Derek. He's getting his opportunity. It's what he's hanging around for. It's his dream, and he gets an opportunity to chase his dream. That's great. It's a very, very tough ask for him, and I hope he does it. I hope he pulls it off. But it's a very, very, very tough ask for him. Darren Barker just face planting. Mate, they're both different fighters back in the day. Derek's older, he's got more miles on the clock. It's probably a little bit, you know, he's not with age and wear and tear. You're not quite as teak tough as what you once were. Tyson Fury's improved as a fighter, but Derek's improved as a fighter as well. He's lived his life cleaner and more as an athlete since they last met. So physically, that's what's allowed him to carry on for as long as what he has done and be competitive. But the problem is that his feet have got to get into range, and that's going to be such a big ask for him. Unless Fury decides to just come out and go chest to chest with Derek Chisora and make it exciting, then it's really tough. It's going to be really tough for Derek.
Right, well, Dave, thank you very much for your time and pleasure as always. And we wish you the best of luck on Saturday night. What promises to be a great fight between Jordan Gill and Kiko Martinez. And yeah, once again, thank you for your time and thank you for talking to Lights Out.
Cheers, nice one.